So, Bungie finally released more information about Marathon alongside alpha gameplay footage on April 12th. In this video, I'm mainly focusing on the gameplay they provided on their official YouTube channel. I will give my impressions based on that and will make some comparisons with similar games. So let's dive into Marathon based on what they've shown us so far. I want to break down what caught my eye, the good, the bad, and the things I'm unsure of. First off, in terms of feel, it looks like they're drawing heavily from Destiny 2 playbook regarding movement, gunplay, and abilities. If you like how Destiny feels, this game might feel familiar, which I see as a positive. The gunplay looks responsive, and little details like being able to shoot through and break glass are nice touches. And the enemy AI seems promising too. Compared to something like the Cycle, they look much more responsive and engaged in the fight, but thankfully not as aimbody as the AI from Escape from Tarkov can sometimes feel. I'm also intrigued by the dynamic weather events shown. Systems like that really help to make each match feel different. And tactically, it's great to see utility equipment like smoke grenades, especially if they counter abilities like invisibility by making players visible when they pass through. And while I need to see more, the initial look at the guns, especially the stats, suggests they might perform similarly to Destiny 2 weapons, which could offer a solid baseline. I also like the potential for a zero to hero experience, being able to loot weapons and gear directly from AI you defeat, while jumping in with nothing but a knife and a dream. Some of the core mechanics seem pretty solid too, like no automatic health regeneration, which encourages more thoughtful play, and the inclusion of consumables, some being similar to stims in Tarkov. And to Bungie's credit, despite the vibrant art style, it's challenging to spot enemies at long distances, which maintains a level of tactical depth. The lack of a secure container or prison wallet makes PvP encounters more intense, making them higher stakes, though I'm mixed on how that impacts questing. And hey, they even have bird alarms like Hunt Showdown. Little details like that add a lot to the atmosphere. Now onto the things that I disliked. Their implementation of the revive mechanic raises some flags. I don't like the way the revive progress bar seems to persist even if you cancel the action.
I like how it keeps progress on the res. Alright, you're up.
It feels cheap and makes reviving teammates overall less risky, which cheapens the experience. I also really don't like that there's a way to self-revive. It feels way out of place for this style of game. Another thing that I noticed based on this loading message is that there doesn't appear to be a way to reconnect if you disconnect mid-match, which can be a huge issue for a game like this. I'm also not a big fan of abilities to let you tag or ping enemies through walls. While that may make sense in a battle royale, it feels less appropriate for an extraction shooter where information gathering should be more grounded. I get that it's necessary to counter the invisibility playstyle, but personally, I prefer if they didn't have either. To me, it's like they basically created a problem that has to be solved by another problem. Then there's implants that offer damage mitigation, which seems a bit strange to me. Having ways to mitigate damage on top of already having shields feels a bit redundant. Isn't that the point of shields in the first place? It complicates the health system unnecessarily. Then there are these special bags with passives or perks. The one I noticed in the released gameplay footage allows reloading stowed weapons passively over time. This feels like it could create balancing issues or mandatory gear choices depending on the potency of such perks, which I generally dislike. We're talking about getting passives through our bags when we already get passives through implants. Let's move on to things I think are worth discussing. I feel the abilities need more scrutiny. When you're invisible, it seems to become visible when performing certain actions, but the overall balance remains to be seen, not to mention the wall hacks pinging people through walls. Then there's the inclusion of down but not out states for teammates. This makes the overall game less punishing, and I'm unsure how I feel about this. Because the revival process itself is very easy. You just hold a button without needing to retrieve a tag like Apex, buy them back like Warzone, or incur a health penalty like Hunt Showdown. This alone lowers the stakes significantly for an extraction shooter. Finally, some lingering questions and concerns. Is there going to be an insurance system for gear? That's a pretty standard feature in extraction shooters, and its absence or presence will significantly impact the economy and gear fear. The overview trailer showed a lot of slow, rigid movement from players. This makes me worry that players who master faster movement techniques will completely dominate gunfights, creating a large skill gap based purely on movement tech. We also saw that you could potentially two-hit melee someone with a basic shield, which seems incredibly fast, and might devalue gunplay in close quarters. Seeing that brings me back to the days of Halo, with people just running up and spamming the melee button, which potentially could be problematic if it's not tuned properly. What will the final customization options look like? And a major concern of mine is the loot value. How valuable will the items we extract actually be? Tarkov's hideout system, for example, gives value to seemingly trash items, whereas before that update, the same trash items held no value except maybe some worthwhile barters with the traders. Marathon needs a system to ensure looting feels rewarding beyond just high tier gear. Having said all that, the only question anyone should be asking after seeing everything is, do I want to play this game? Personally, I'm intrigued enough to want to play it for myself to see if I like it, and honestly, that's all I need to play a game, just pure interest. What do you guys think? Is this something you try out? To those of you that made it this far in the video, thank you. I appreciate you. Now, I know all of you are smart and intelligent people, so I don't need to tell you how these buttons work, right? Of course not. If you're trying to claim the free game, join the Discord and follow the instructions in the YouTube giveaways channel. I have at least over 200 games to give away listed under the giveaways channel and my Discord. And once again, thank you for watching my video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, be safe out there, and until next time.